Don't drink all my coffee. Oh. It goes St. John where all the people always step from New Brunswick. PEI where all the people needed a clue about Nova Scotia in their old canoes. So John A. Macdonald turned blue when he heard about the Confederation's determination against his Prime Minister's nation. Taft knew struggle with the Party Rouge and juggle with the Confederates' crews. Brown supported the idea of representation by population. Last but not least, in Canada East, along with Canada West, that wasn't quite the best. So John A. Macdonald got put to rest. On July 6, 1891, he along with the rest died without a Confederate's test.
If you knew about our old Confederation, you would lose your reputation.
Then you finally get a confirmation about Brown's terrible coordination. And you finally realize my expectations.
If you knew about our old Confederation, you would lose your reputation.
There were 3 different conferences. The very first meeting was the Charlottetown in PEI, where the maritime colonies had a plan, in their plan, to discuss the Union. It was led by Charles Trooper. He thought just because he discussed the Unions, he became a super trooper. He might as well discuss how bad his bloopers were. It's pretty sad when you have something as bad as beef during the 18th century. So John A. Macdonald was the first chief and Prime Minister of Canada. Taft knew thought that he could have taught the Party Rouge members. He was just as useful as snot in a bag full of rags. The colonies went back and forth and played mental tag. The game wasn't efficient, although it did make a difference. The people of Canada are nowadays sufficient.
If you knew about our old Confederation, you would lose your reputation. Then you get the confirmation about Brown's trouble colonization.
And you finally realize my expectations. If you knew about our old Confederation, you would lose your reputation. Yeah.
Yeah.
The BNA Act was created the Dominion of Canada in 1867. It's like Canada became the Confederates' minion. Before the time the Act, people of Canada were being smacked around by the government. They were trapped like a rat in a cage. They began to unravel the government and get what they deserved. Many of the leaders preserved their forces, conserving their thoughts and powers as time passed. They outlasted the government and won their freedoms. Though they did not win by the gun, they did not fight for fun. But what's done is done and it made history. For the people, it's no longer a mystery.
If you knew about our old Confederation, you would lose your reputation. Then you get confirmation about Brown's trouble coordination. And you finally realize our expectations. If you knew about our Confederation, you would lose your reputation.
The Fenians came into the picture in 1865 when the war ended. They were the Irish Society. They were a variety of way to harm Britain. Many of the Irish weren't much of a charm. The Irish had little potato. They didn't know how to solve a riddle. This caused many of the people to move. In May 1866, the Fenians captured Fort Erie. They weren't very merry. So they turned back to Buffalo when troops failed to arrive. Then came Sir John A. Macdonald, who arrived to be our first Prime Minister. Macdonald's strengths included energy, vision, and public speaking skills. Macdonald never thought of buying grills. Yeah. What? Yeah. Okay.
If you knew about our old Confederation, you would lose your new reputation. Then you get confirmation about Brown's terrible coordination.